Yeah, it's silly to see people just shit on side quests. People despise it so much, especially the finance gurus you see on YouTube. They tell you to cut out your friends, go on monk mode, go all in, which yes, they're good and all, but the problem is that it could actually make or break your life. And let me tell you a story. Before I went so hard on monk mode, I've disappeared for 2 years whilst everyone's thought I died. I burned all the bridges and went 100% all in on just trying to pursue my business. And yet I wondered, was it worth it? Was it worth to sacrifice everything for business? In most cases it works, but in some cases it didn't. But I remember looking 5 years ago when I was 14, I had a lot of stuff in my plate. I had school, I had a hot track, I had YouTube, and the twist is that I was doing well in all of those areas. I was crushing it on YouTube with 500 subscribers in 3 months. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it was kind of crazy. And I was able to complete and compete to almost every single track mate, and I was actually excelling in all my classes in school. And the best part, I was living the life that I never thought possible until then COVID hits. But I had a very exciting social life, and I was literally going out with so many of my friends, and I had the best life experience I've ever had. So I realized how you do one thing is how you do everything. If your health improves, then your business improves. If your social life improves, then your skills improve. The problem isn't your business, the problem is you. But after all this time, I've disappeared and I felt in so much deep pain. I was extremely lonely, I burned bridges, and I eliminated almost all my hobbies. And the crazy part, I struggled to get to where I want to be. I struggled to hit 10K a month because of that shit. And all because I didn't really prioritize the other stuff. I didn't really have any sort of side quests into my life. And sure, I was quote unquote healthy, but I didn't have anything to distract me. I didn't have anything else to keep me in active rest. And I actually put money on a pedestal. Money was actually my priority. Like it was this thing that I idolized like a god. Right. And I would actually make these bullshit excuses in life that I guess you might probably be making, right? Once I'm rich, I'll clean the room. Once I'm rich, I'll learn how to drive. Once I'm rich, I'm able to travel all across the world. I'll be able to travel to Europe. I'll be travel to across the US. And guess what? I put money on a pedestal, and I made it as my main priority over everything else. I treated it as if it's a need. I didn't care about my health. I didn't care about relationships, and hell, I didn't even care about doing any sort of hobbies, right? And it was money that was actually the main objective. And now I want to turn my life around, whether that be incorporating any sort of hobby, whether it's photography, art, business, not business, music, boxing, etc. And any form of active rest that really keeps you going. And treat it, and you have to treat it as if it's a side quest. Even if you have a lot going around in your life and so much shit that, you're going around, like, you have to have some sort of hobbies to actually distract yourself in many ways, right? So you need a moment to release the stress and pain, to let go, to actually you need to just have a breather. And that's the thing that I've always struggled with for the past few months, for like almost a year, because I went just focusing on just nailing down on just one thing. So I was in this entire discipline paradox. So I was just always just work, hustle. And at some point, that's where I eventually crashed down. That's where I eventually started incorporating really bad habits, started binge eating. I started actually doing, just doing scrolling and just fucking around a few times. So here's a breakdown to actually achieve stillness whilst dealing with external circumstances. So that's how I'm going to be bringing down to how I would actually achieve stillness. Maybe that would also work out for you. So let's get right into it. Lesson 1, detach the outcome. Ever struggle to achieve your goals? Are you tired of watching others succeed? Are you tired of watching people flex on social media? You begin to compare yourself to others, and yet you wonder, fuck, why is this guy better? Why is this guy trying to run laps around me? And you slowly begin to feel desperate. You feel like a loser just for not achieving these things. And listen, I've been there before. I've had this mindset from, once I'm rich, I'll enjoy life. Once I'm rich, I'll get a girlfriend. Once I'm rich, I'll go out with friends. But the problem, it created me excess potential, and it made me hard to achieve it. And I used to watch everyone on social media just enjoy their lives, but why not me? I thought money was the only solution. I thought it was the only way to solve his problems. I thought it was a solution to bring back old memories I wish I had. But as I went through social media, I wasn't happy at all. I wasn't really fulfilled at it. I became a prisoner of it. And I watched everyone on Twitter just enjoying their lives, the happiest relationships, the best experience, the best income. But me, I'm still stuck. What's wrong with me? Now, how the fuck can I ever succeed? This whole time, I was always desperate for money, and I was needy for it, to the point that I was literally in survival mode. And yet, I destroyed myself. I went into self-sabotage to the point that I've actually shifted from desperation to devotion. Instead of just obsessing over results, understand how you can't control how fast success comes, but you can control the actions that you take to succeed, from how consistent you are to how resistant you are. So first of all, you have to put your energy energy into what you can, and not on the other day, because you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, right? So remember, the goal isn't to win once, it's to keep playing. It is the infinite game, and the person who detaches from quick wins builds long-term success. Yet they outlast those chasing external validation. Hell, even those you see on Instagram showing their we got engaged posts, or these dumbasses always flexing Stripe payments, in which there's nothing wrong. I mean, if it's your first time, go ahead and flex on them. But most people we see these days, they do it for the external validation. That's why everything you see on social media is 100% fake, right? Because remember, slow money is better than quick money, and it will outlast those who are just chasing quick wins just for the sake of validation, right? Just because you see all these guys flexing the Richard Millies and the Pateks, the day dates, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you get the point. All right, lesson: beware escapism. Ever escape the reality as trauma creeps in? Ever been in a harsh breakup where you decide to be lonely for 2 years? Ever binge ate to escape your mental breakdowns from school? You slowly begin to fade. It's just 1 hour of gaming, 1 weekend to lock in your room, and 1 scroll through TikTok that turns into 5 hours. The problem: you're not resting, as others may say. You're fucking hiding. You're slowly drowning in the pain of distractions, the quick dopamine, the past pains, and what's even worse, the more you escape, the harder it is to face reality. Your bank account sinks in. You're missing your to-dos. You're missing your morning workout, and your goal slowly fades away. But deep down, you're running away from the pain, from the guilt, from the grief, for the person who's hungry for more. But I've been there before countless times, and I cannot fucking sleep because of it. And the solution: you have to face the mirror, not the distraction. You have to face the pain. You have to walk into your fears and avoid the coping mechanisms in your life. You don't need willpower. You just need a safe environment to take control of your life. And simply, you don't need another dopamine hit. You need direction. So you have to start small. Make it easy, make it attractive, make it satisfying. Lastly, make it visible. Want to eat your favorite cookie? Throw it in the trash. Want to play games on your PC? Disconnect it and hide it in your closet. Want to go outside with your average loser friends? Delete Snapchat and focus on yourself. The lesson: start small. Whether it's 5 minutes of meditation, go for a 1 hour run, go for, read a book for 15 minutes. Start small. Don't overcomplicate things. Just like how you want to start writing. Seek solitude. Average norms view solitude as part of loneliness. The problem: it's hard to think clearly. All the noises begin to crawl into your mind. Oh, what is she saying? Oh, what does this person have to think about me? Oh, I want to go to this university because it's high status. Oh, I want to try this business. You get influenced by all the people you see on social media. Hell, even your environments. You begin to forget your values, your vision, and lastly, your why. You lose your purpose. You lose the only thing you ever swore to build a legacy on. Even your vision board hanging around your wall. The solution: you need to be alone for a bit. You need solitude. Solitude isn't just isolation, it's simply clarity. It's where distractions fade and directions meant to be remade. It's meant to be rebirthed. When you remove the noise, you know your authentic self. So here are the big actionable steps that you need to do when trying to seek solitude and trying to gain more clarity in a distracted world and a very disillusioned world. Go for a long walk. Journal and write whatever is in your mind, and go into nature if you can. Spend a week without mindless entertainment, even podcasts too. Even though you may think, oh yeah, it's productive. No, you're not. You're not going to learn from podcasts, because first of all, the stuff you see from podcasts is all free. You're not paying for podcasts, which is why you don't remember all the stuff you see from podcasts, because it's just mindless entertainment. So just don't say that you're learning from just because you're watching a podcast, okay? And the best part, if when you follow these actionable steps, is where ideas begin to flow in. It's what sparks creative thinking, and solitude gives you the real direction. And from there on, you'll never be lost. Lesson 4: find a hobby. For months, I locked into one thing. I was straight up a young hustler, yet I haven't made as much money. All because I made a whole business thing as my main priority. The crazy part, it was soul crushing. Spamming endless cold outreach, chasing clients 24/7, panicking like crazy while staring at my fucking bank account. And the worst part, I suffered a mental breakdown. I was living beyond my means. I wasn't getting the crazy results that I expected it to be. And it was the only thing that was on top of my head. I was desperate for money. The expenses were way above my cash flow. And there's the problem. You work like a fucking dog. You work like a machine. And you begin to think, if I can get this client, then I'll be free. I'll be happy. You panic wondering the results are. But the problem, no joy, no creativity, no meaning. Now you begin to turn your 5 to 9 into slavery. You begin to wake up checking Slack. You wake up checking your emails, hoping for your Stripe payment to come in. And yet turn your freedom business into a cubicle. Cruel, isn't it? The solution: start a side quest. Find something that interests you on the side. Learn chess, study world history, grab a camera, record, like I'm doing right now. Anything that builds active rest. Remember, hobbies is part of work. Rest is part of work. It is your duty to rest, because when you play outside of work, you work better. Remember, you need to step back to come back sharper. It's part of winning. It's your secret weapon. Anyways, that is actually it. So thank you for reading. This ensures you're part of the top 1% with higher attention span if you watch the entire video. Most people can't watch an entire video like this. So I want you to first things first, just do me a favor. So step 1, just feel free to join my newsletter, which will be in the link description below. Step 2, share this video to someone who needs it, whether it could be your friends, your grandma, whoever. And number 3, feel free to follow me on my socials. I'll probably be more active perhaps on Instagram or Twitter, which I'm probably just going to be just doing some photo dumps and just shit posting or whatever. whatever I want, what I'm probably just going to be writing about. But yeah, so that is actually it for the video. And that's right off the bat. So I hope I get to see you Starside. I hope I get to see you in the horizon, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.